Nobody cares about men until it's too late, until you know, they they do the S word. They take themselves out of this life. Now, I was just watching a video by Elijah Long. Don't know if you know him, but it was his newest video. Apparently, like, his neighbor committed the S word. He killed himself. But what I'm saying is, in this video, no one cares about people suffering, especially dudes suffering, men suffering, until it's too late, man. I'm suffering in this life. There's things I'm going through that are pretty bad. Well, let me tell you, I was stabbed by this fucking psycho in London, right? That's where I live. And he's still walking out there, man. And I can't tell anybody about this because the police, they're fucking useless. I've told them already. This is what they said to me, bro. They said, like, I'm sorry, it's just one of those unfortunate situations. So there's a fucking psychopath walking around. You can't tell anyone about this. Everyone's a fucking NPC. This is just what I'm going through. But I can recognize that other people are going through suffering. But the problem is, no one cares until it's too late, until they cut the rope or whatever. You know what I mean? No one cares until it's too late. That's the problem of this world. People bring people into this world and then they just neglect them. Or maybe they don't neglect them, but the world is going to neglect them in some way because there's a lot of bad people in this world, and they could just end up in a bad situation. They could be in a car crash. They could get a terrible disease. It might not be a bad person that affects them. It might be a disease or whatever, but this world has a lot of bad situations that people find themselves in that they obviously don't want to be in. No one wants to be in a bad situation, you know but the problem is, no one cares until it's too late, until someone's already dead. That's the truth. People just don't care. That's why you shouldn't bring people into this world, man. So go and watch that video if you want, by Elijah Long. It's called My Neighbor Committed the S Word. I'm not going to say the word here, but no one cares until it's too late. It's why we shouldn't bring people into this world. I looked at the comments on that video. Obviously, there was no anti-natalist comments because nobody knows about it, pretty much. But that's the solution to this problem. That's really the only solution, to be honest with you. Just not bringing someone into this world so they'll never need help. Exactly. Even if someone has emotional support, they could still not be able to deal with life's challenges and commit the S word. You know what I mean? Because life is hard and some people don't have the strength to do this, and some people do, and it's just cruel and unfair, man. You know, I mean, yeah, it is cruel and unfair, and people don't take other people's suffering seriously. They don't. People are abusive towards each other. They're fucking monsters. Or if they're not monsters, they're just fucking selfish and indifferent pricks, you know? I got nobody to talk to. Why do you think I'm talking to a fucking camera? I'm trying to relate to people on the internet again. Because this is a lonely fucking time to be alive, man. It is. That's the problem. Nobody fucking cares. Justice system don't care. Do you really think suicide hotline, oops, I said the S word. But do you really think they care about you? Fuck no. They're just being paid to talk to you. I've never phoned one of them up, by the way. I'm not suicidal or anything. I'm just saying that, like, I go through shit in this world like a lot of people, and nobody fucking cares. That's the problem. We shouldn't have been forced into this world in the first place. That's the real problem. So I'm just proud of myself that I'm not going to force someone else into this fucked up world. It's so obvious to me. It's like 1 + 1 = 2, that I should not bring someone into this world. It's so fucking obvious. I don't get laid anyways. Even if I did, though, I would never fucking reproduce. I don't even want to do it. There's zero desire for me to do that. There's just a desire for sex, not for reproducing. It's just a shame, man. It's just a fucking shame the way this world is, and people get left behind, especially young dudes or men. They get left behind. They got no social support or emotional support. No one cares about them if they get in terrible situations. I know because I'm there. I got nobody to talk to in this dumb life. Luckily, I'm a pretty emotionally and mentally strong person, or I'm emotionally and mentally strong enough to cope with this on my own. But it's not always easy. It's not always easy, man, because this world sucks. And the people in it, they're so indifferent, or they're monsters, or well, most of them are indifferent, like I said. It's just a shame. That's why you'll see many more of these suicides happening, and school shootings and stabbings and crimes, because the world just does not give a fuck about mental health, especially men's mental health. It probably cares about women's mental health, but it doesn't give a fuck about men's mental health, you know? Like I said before, I was reading the comments on that Elijah Long video. His neighbor committed the S word. Men were saying in there that like we need to lift each other up, and that sounds good. But like, do people lift each other up in real life? Fuck no. They just they put each other down. They abuse each other. They're like crabs in a bucket. People just want to bully each other and verbally abuse each other, and just put each other down. They do. That's what human beings do. They're fucking predatory, man. A lot of them. Not all of them, but a lot of them are predatory, or they're bullies, or they're just evil people, and there's no punishment for it as well. So this world is just a fucked up cesspool of bacteria and bullshit, basically. The human race is a fucking mistake. Absolutely. Well, this whole world is a mistake. It should have never existed in the first place. Imagine all the pain and suffering that would have been prevented had this world not been created in the first place. It's crazy how, like, in space, all those atoms just came together. We was in the right distance from the sun for all of this bullshit to fucking spawn. And it spawned a fucking mess, dude. This shit is a fucking mess. I'm just glad I see this shit for what it is, and how fucked up this world is, and how alone you are in this world, unfortunately. And I'll never bring someone into this world. I would rather see the truth than not see the truth, because otherwise I'd just be as stupid and ignorant as everybody else. But luckily, my rose-colored glasses are off, and I see the world the way it is, I do. So bad things will always happen in this world. It's probably just going to get worse, to be honest with you. It's not going to get any better, Because this shit is fucked up, dude. This planet, this human world is fucked up. I didn't even talk about animals. Animals kill each other all the time. I mean, one of the thumbnails of my video is my cat fucking mauling a mice, And he fucking eats them as well. He's fucking savage. But humans do terrible things too, So yeah, it's just a messed up world, man. I hope somebody can relate to this, Men are lonely out there, they're sexually lonely, emotionally lonely, physically lonely, and nobody cares. Nobody cares until it's too late. You always see these videos of these suicides, especially in America, obviously, because there's a lot more people there in the UK. Well, at least I do on YouTube. Like, there was this video of this 7th grader. I think he was bullied and he killed himself, which is very sad. There was this video of this young black man. He killed himself, and his mother said, like, nobody cares until it's too late, which is true. Nobody fucking cares, That's the problem. Nobody cares, and they bring more people into this world that nobody cares about, I'm surprised, like, human society is even still going, I really am. Well, I know that humans are obedient for the most part, and a slave race, but there's still so much crime and bad things happening. I'm surprised it hasn't all collapsed, I guess humans do have some decency. Obviously, they're not complete barbaric animals, but they act that way, and then they don't act that way to act normal in society. I've seen it. I've seen psychopaths that attacked me, and then they act normal in society, and no one does anything about it. Especially in London and in the UK where I'm at, because it's just a shit city and a shit country, It's just terrible, dude. It's terrible. It is. Like, what a fucking joke, dude. For real. So I feel sorry for the men out there that have committed suicide, but it's just going to keep happening. There's nothing I can do to prevent it. All we can do is just not bring kids into this world, anyone else into this world. Anyone could fucking kill themselves. Male, female, whatever, Anybody, any age even, Because this world is cruel and is evil, and people find themselves in terrible situations and they get no help. They have to deal with that shit on their own, so they get mentally scarred. It happens all the time, It's happened to me. I'm sure it's happened to someone who's watching this, Yeah, this world is just cruel, dude. So the only solution is to not bring somebody here. That's the only solution to the problem. That's the solution to every problem. Just don't make someone's life in the first place. Don't you dare fucking make someone's life in the first place. Don't you dare force them into their life. leave them in the void of nothingness. Don't you dare force them into this life. Because I know I won't. Absolutely fucking not. Abso-fucking-lutely not. So, I hope you get something out of this video. Stay safe and peace.